Hey everyone, it's Kevin Jones with Life, Mind, and Money. Today we're going to give you a stimulus update for June 4th. Kind of give you an update on, is there a second check coming? I'm not sure at this moment. And the part of that is that the Republicans are saying a lot of different things right now. On top, it's a little bit conflicting when you look at our new unemployment numbers that came out this morning and relate that to how the market is doing, because it is certainly going up. So we're going to get all into that, so let's get in. As always, if you're new to Life, Mind, and Money, we're all about personal finance, getting you through these times and making sure that you're on your path to financial freedom. So if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you're notified of all future videos. So let's dive into this, the stimulus update for June 4th. Yesterday, there was a report that came out that basically stated that the Republican senators are really against the second check, which is kind of humorous in my mind because they really were indicating from all parties on the Republican side that they were going to provide some second check at some point, and maybe down a month down the road, as you've heard in our previous videos. But I would have a feeling that they're starting to work against this because of everything else that's happening in our economy. If you're looking at our stock market just recently, it has been on an absolute tear. And if you look on a graph, it really is starting to look like a V recovery. We've been talking about how is this market going to come back, and is it going to come back strong like a V, or maybe some kind of like a W, or maybe kind of like a swoosh. And if you start looking at it more and more and how the market just keeps coming back because of news of we're going to get this recovery and faster than we originally anticipated, then certainly a V recovery may be in the works. But if you think about all of the people that are still unemployed, and that goes back to the news that simply came out this morning. And that's why it conflicts a little bit with what the Republicans are saying about not needing a second stimulus check. New unemployment numbers came out this very morning, and frankly, they were a lot worse than everybody anticipated. Based on the information, they were anticipating about 1.7 million new claims this week. In reality, they shot up to 2.1. So where are we at? Since the start of this whole pandemic, we've had over 40 million claims come in, which is just astounding. And now we're looking at somewhere around a 20% unemployment rate, which is far above what it was during the Great Depression during the 1920s and 30s. So the compounding effect of this will be far-reached, and yeah, while the stock market might be recovering quickly, which is great to see, I believe jobs will slowly be on the mend, and it will take some time to get there because small businesses simply just don't start. They take a long time to get those people back in those businesses. Yeah, the great big corporations, they're doing probably just fine, and they will slowly bring on employees, even though you're seeing cuts around the United States. Those small businesses will take months, if not years, to come back and really bring those people back into the job force. Now, what's also interesting is that based on the reports of the unemployment, is that right now there is about 21.5 million people that are still on unemployment, which is a good sign because that means that there is slowly a recovery coming back and that jobs are people are starting going back to work, which is great to see. But I also believe that this will be a slow trickle back. And while there probably will be more job creation in June, we'll have to see how fastly that we can get people on the job force. So that goes back to my original point of the Republicans stating that they do not want to provide additional stimulus check even at this moment, and maybe not in weeks or months down the road. And I find it a little peculiar because there's a lot of people that are really stranded right now. And if we're going to base our data on the stock market, then I think those are really misnomer about what's truly going on in our economy. So hopefully that everybody in Congress are really paying attention to what is happening in the job market versus what's happening in the stock market, because that will give you a better indication of whether stimulus is truly needed. Yes, we have spent $3 trillion in stimulus money, and that is a lot. And I know I can see reservations. I get it about not spending more. But we also have to wonder about helping the greater good of our country as a whole, while there's a million people that are still looking for work. On another topic here, there was an economist by the name of Zandy, who's well known, who basically said that this recession is over. Now, frankly, I have to give a chuckle to this one. When this whole pandemic started and the recession started, frankly, the stock market started to drop in March, and now we're in June, which means that we, frankly, have been displaced by this for 1 quarter. If you've listened to me about basic economics, a recession is defined by two consecutive quarters of declining returns. And the reality is that we've never even hit that. So basically, the idea that we actually are out of this recession is frankly humorous to me, because there was never a recession in the first place. Yeah, we just talked about jobs jobs have fallen off, and we're still trying to get those back. But in terms of actually the GDP and the money and our stock market is actually recovering, the idea that this was ever a recession, frankly, never happened. So I find it humorous that an economist like this would actually use those terms. Yes, I'm great that it's seeing that these things going up and straight back into where we were previously. And hopefully it'll continue that way. And everybody is reaping the rewards from this, I hope, and getting back to work and building those stockpiles of money. That emergency fund is so important today, because it will provide safety to you and your family. So, will there be another stimulus check? Frankly, at this moment, I have no idea. You know, there's a lot of reports that they're saying yes, and now they're saying no. And honestly, I don't know if anybody knows how to act on this at this moment. And maybe taking a moment of pause is a good thing. We'll simply have to see. But that's only my opinion. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please smash that like button. If you have any comments below, leave them. I'd love to hear from you and respond. If there's any additional information that you're seeking, I'd love to research it for you. And lastly, if you haven't done so, this channel is all about getting you through these times and providing good personal finance advice. So if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, and I will catch you next time.